Hey everybody, I'm Lindsay Adler and I'm a portrait and fashion photographer based in New York City. Even when using just one speed light, you can make massive changes to the use of modifier and angle of light that will change the mood of your portrait. I want to start off by trying to get a little bit more of a dramatic portrait here. A more dramatic light is created by smaller light sources. The smaller the light source is relative to the subject, the more contrasty it is. So what I'm going to do in this case is grab my FlashBender 2 Small. Let's take a look at what that looks like from this angle. The light is pretty flat straight onto camera, so there aren't a lot of shadows. The key to drama is shadows. So that's going to be my next step, is to try to create more depth. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to move this light off axis, off center, to create more shadows on her face. And I'm also going to modify the FlashBender 2, bend it down just to cut off a little bit of that bounce from the ceiling. Also raise the light up just a little bit, because what that will do is it'll cast the shadows down further from her nose and it will carve out her cheekbones even more. So maybe I want beauty light, something more glowing. One of the things I can do to get softer light would be to select a larger light modifier. Because remember, the larger the light source is relative to your subject, the softer it's going to be. Let's switch now to the FlashBender 2 Large, and I'm going to do whatever I can to give myself a totally different look, something much softer, something that's going to be more of a beauty look for this portrait. All I need to do is add a reflector, because that silver surface is going to gather up that light from the FlashBender, it's going to bounce it back and fill in those shadows, and this is going to give me something called clamshell lighting. Clamshell lighting is very traditional in beauty lighting. It creates beautiful catch lights in the eyes. It's very, very flattering, and it's going to be great for photographing this subject. When I'm using a FlashBender in particular, I like to play with the angle of the speed light, because it's going to make a really big difference to the end look of the image. For example, if the FlashBender and speed light are straight up and down, what's happening is the light is being kicked forward straight at your subject and maybe a little bit up towards the ceiling, but not much light is headed downward. And I need some of that light to be headed downward so that it catches in that reflector. There is a ton of versatility when you're taking a portrait using speed lights. Even just changing from a small FlashBender to a large FlashBender is going to make a massive difference to the quality of light. Add into that, changing the angle, the height, adding a reflector, you can go from something that's very dramatic to something that's very glowing and beautiful. Just depends on what look you're going for.